Hello and welcome back to the series that I literally just keep skipping from the 3rd to the 4th episode for several months. But seriously, welcome back to New Tylerton. This is the 4th episode of Cities Skylines 2. If you don't remember, in the last video, the first high-rise has begun construction in New Tylerton. And of course, we still don't have this place finished. But let's see what we can accomplish during this episode. So over here, we have this housing section that is low density, and we looks like we need more low density buildings. Over here we have this junction that continually gets clogged, but what I'm thinking is, in the future, I believe that we need to build a roadway going across this area, through here, into the industrial area, and finally into downtown, which is going to be here. Now, I'm not so necessarily sure how this is going to work, because obviously there is a significant amount of people trying to get over to this place, and there is a giant traffic jam, but there isn't really any place to put the exit anywhere else. So one solution that might be possible is to simply just construct a roadway over here. So if I just kind of paged up over here and made an overpass like this, I believe that should be enough, although I accidentally created a really tall road on accident. That usually doesn't happen. It happens when I'm like completely inactive from the game after 27 million years or something. I'm just gonna redo that, and there it is. Now, I believe that the best option for doing anything about this is to simply just build another half junction like over here, because this is a half junction, so why not this become a half junction as well? But I really don't know how I'm supposed to be building this, but so let's just see what happens. So I kind of just ran into this issue of how to build an overpass in this very specific area, but I'm not entirely sure if this could work. But let me just see if I can, I don't know, bend this so that it can kind of go like this, and then we can start from there and curve it like such, and then it should be able to go down if there's enough. Well, that's kind of a really bad grade, to be honest. It doesn't really look too good, but frankly, the fact that we were able to fit this in at all kind of shocks me. So I'm not actually unsatisfied with that, but I really do think that I might need to redo this area. So if I could just simply build two different versions of this, so one of them comes out and juts into this exit, and we can build a small one-lane road over here and smoothly guide it on its way up to here, like such. And then finally, this other part shall be able to align with each other and kind of make it so that it can go up here. So that should be enough in its own right, but it should also be enough that we could build one right back over here. And the simplest way to do that is by connecting this area up over here. So if we just do that, we can build a kind of diagonal interchange. And this should be able to work. And then finally, we build one exit over to here, but we need to increase this section, so building it like that should help. And then like such, bangle, angle, bongle, there it is. Finally, I believe that's enough for laying the groundwork of downtown, but I need to see what we need to work on. And healthcare is looking okay. Yeah, it looks okay, but this area needs maybe a little bit more, so take it over here. Finally, the landfill. We don't need any landfills, we could just build that back up once again. But oh gosh, that's quite bad, to be honest. And let me see if I can upgrade here. Yes I can, but it doesn't really do anything. Well, it does stuff, but not as much as you would think would happen from this type of area. Now, I believe 24 police cars is adequate, but I'd like to see what the gas power plant is doing and how much money it's making. And it's making a whole 750,000. I wonder how much a wind turbine makes, because like some guy on YouTube said that you can make more power if you just placed wind turbines, and then you could just sell them and you can make an incredible amount of money from them. If I'm not mistaken, that was the spiffing bread. But I've also seen that the upkeep on here is $15,000 a month, which is not good at all. And oh wow, commercial demand is finally on the uptick, and we can finally build some giant commercial enterprise over here, although we still have to wait for a great town. So I might need to discuss why I've been out for so long, but I've been working on this project, of which has like it's massive, but basically when it's finished, I just want it to be an instant hit. So I've just been working hard on it. So if you don't really see me do anything, it's kind of because of that. And if I do anything about it, it's probably because I got bored and started making other videos like this one, just randomly on a whim. So if it's lower quality, well, I'm sorry, but I got other projects to do. It's always like that. And I think I can build a cul-de-sac like this. Yeah, that's good. And oh, commercial is just continually growing, but if I'm not mistaken, industrial demand is also growing, so I'm not sure how we're supposed to do that. Over here, there's this postal facility, but I think, just in case we need to build the highway, I think we should move it somewhere that is a better location. Let's see here. It should be right over... Wow, there's literally no space in our town. Here. Oh, come on. Okay. Relocate the building. Here. There it is. And finally, we have enough space to build a highway. And I'm not so sure how it's gonna work, but first of all, I believe that we should have a small road over here, so parallel mode. And we should have a endless series of bends, and it'll just be like this, and it'll go straight, but eventually it'll go over here and it'll cross onto this junction, which is kind of hard to make because, you know, junctions are really complicated. But I think it is possible if we just stretch this out and eventually made it back to where we started. Now, I think it's gonna take a long time before I'm able to build this adequately, so I'll see you there. as far as I could get with this without kind of, getting into this main interchange. But at least we finished the first few places of which we need to be. But oh wow, a lot of them are starting to build high rises in this area. I wonder when we are gonna get to level 9, but let me see. Intersections. No, I like building my own intersections. What about the hospital? No, maybe not. Oh, police. Yes, police. We need police. And I believe, yeah, we do need policing if this can show up. Yes, we do need policing, and although it is getting better, we do need one more place to put it. But unfortunately, the amount of money is not making up for any of this. And yes, although we're making a lot of money, we do need more industry in order to make sure that productivity can continue. So right now, I think we should try opening the first section of this highway over here and kind of just building a half-curve diamond junction that will carry on and continue eventually all the way to the edge of the map, which I still don't understand why, but why didn't they just allow us to expand across the entire territory over here? And I get it, there are some differences, it's less detailed, but clearly it could be possible to build throughout all this land, and if we could, it would be really good to have. And finally, I think that if this continues, I think that we should have a road to the mountains, but I tried one time and it didn't work. So, okay. In this junction over here, I believe that we need to connect this in a way that seems familiar. So, I just need to tool this, get it as close to the highway intersection as could be connected. And then over here, we need to build a complex, we need to build a curve system. And I'm not so sure how it's supposed to be made because, as you can see here, there are several different curves going to the same place. But it's gonna happen eventually, and although it might be a bit congested right now, it'll be a great thing to do eventually. So over here, we need to expand this area over here, and somehow I'm gonna figure out a way to extend this interchange. So if I just built 4 lanes over here, 5 lanes over here, then we connected this one back, which as you can see here is quite backed up, so we do need more thoroughways over here. Oh, what's that notification was say? It says, waiting for a hearse. Okay, that's the next issue that we need to solve. But right now, it's always crippling. Traffic Skylines is absolute crazy traffic issue. And of course, it folds on itself because that's pretty normal, actually. So finally, once I can get this... Oh my gosh. Really? It's been... let's see here. It's been 5 months since this has been released. No, 6 actually. And somehow we're still dealing with issues like shadow bending. I don't even know what to call it. It's just such a weird thing to be bugging out at the moment, but oh well. It'll work eventually if I can try hard enough. Okay. And oh, that was the solution, I guess. So if I could somehow make this merge, that would be good. So if you go over here and you go on this outer lane, then these 2 lanes contract over here. It should be good, but this one isn't necessarily agreeing on that. So we're gonna have to bend this kind of. I'm not so sure how this is gonna work anyway. And it's kind of shaping up to be something pretty bad. I wonder why there's a note. Oh my gosh, yeah. This is kind of a headache to build. That's why Cities Skylines 1 was pretty bad at this. Cities Skylines 2 kind of a little bit better at this, but still really bad. Like, it has a chronic issue of not conjoining anything, especially because, you know, better graphics, more laggy games, so that could come into play as well. And over here, that should be okay, but I see the issue. We need to build this one exit throwaway here, and we need to do that one first. Then this road coming off from the highway can merge over here if we can adequately give it some space, and that should work out. So that's the first one solved, but we have several other ones that we need to do. So a good first way to do this is we could just double the lanes here, and we can just let this be the start of the road by curving it, and that should be enough. But I am completely terrified at the premise of what's gonna happen after we connect all of this. But I feel like this is a good start. And we've already hit our first issue. There is simply not enough land here to kind of conjoin this. But I guess I'll figure out a way that protects the interest of every single thing here. And one of the ways I can do that is by building a 2-lane road. And it'll go over here. But one of those lanes will get onto this road. But the other one will continue over here up until it tunnels, if I can do that, at 15 meters. And although it is kind of sloped too steep, it is gonna help immensely to make sure that this doesn't absolutely destroy itself. But let's see here, can it do it? And yes it can actually. But let's see here. That should work. That should work. Yes, it works. So now we just need to narrow this road down, and finally, this one can be created. I can't believe we have been building roads the last 20 minutes, but I think I might need to just cut all of this out, because this is just simply roads. What am I even doing anymore? But I guess I'm just gonna time-lapse the rest of this, because it's kind of annoying when, you know, New Tylerton, the half of the montage is just roads. So let me just do that. Hectic, but I believe that is enough work. I believe that's enough for the entire road to be finished. Now, I think that, what can we do? That's right, the death care system, which apparently has not been picked up, so, that's the reason. The crematorium availability is just too small, so we need to build another crematorium, and we need an additional incinerator, but we also need an additional set of hearses in order for this to continue. But we're not making as much money as we used to. Well, we're making more money, but obviously I really think that the best way we could increase this is if we just decrease the tax rate. Everyone gets a tax cut, and we're still in the green, of course. But parking is becoming a bit of an issue, so I think I should build an overground parking building, which I already did previously. But parked vehicles, it says it's 37 out of 138 out of 160. So yeah, clearly there are enough tall buildings over here to warrant more commercial demand. But where do we build commercial demand if we haven't gotten high density yet? Which is a good question, the answer is nowhere, apparently. But Okay. I think the reason why we're not getting any that much the reason why we're having so much money is because we are not actively investing in education. So if we adjust this accordingly and we increase the taxes and we make sure that offices are actually subsidized by the government for absolutely zero reason other than, yeah, let's get some offices. I think it would be great if we built those and then we could construct some education. So a high school, I'm not sure where I should build it. I think it would be best to build it over here. And we can have more. We can have all the extensions we need. But oh, invalid shape. So that's all we could possibly build. And finally, we need two more things: colleges, which are progression nodes, and universities. And where else to get them? Over here. So we unlock a college and we unlock a university. And the college, I'm not so sure where we're gonna build it because frankly, there's not enough space. But I think the best place to put them would be in this new area, but I need to check where the wind's blowing just in case. And the pollution is blowing this way, so it would probably be okay if we built this up to this line over here, and we built a bridge on this very specific section, if that's even possible. And we increase the elevation and we build an overpass, which has simply been the entire premise of this video. Get it? It's just roads and bridges. And okay, college over here, if I can fit it. I can actually fit it right there, so I'm gonna build it right there. And then get this extension wing and get something for that. Finally, we need one university, which will be placed right here. Great town. Congratulations. You're moving ahead very nicely. We are, and we can finally get some high density. We could get some high density commercial, and we can finally start tapping into the immense demand that this area has. But I think that also means we need to build some mixed housing over here, so that should be enough. And over here too, this would be a good favorable position to build high density commercial and mixed use around these tall buildings. And the population's growing nicely. In statistics, it shows that there have been over 17,000 citizens. In the last month, there have been over 4,000 people who have moved in. And the graph, well, it continually gets bigger and bigger, but I think we need to invest in some libraries over here. And what is this? This is an extension wing and 2 university parks, just for future proofing. Well, it looks like the offices are going very nicely, but let's build some offices here. This would be a good place to build some offices, but also some residential, maybe medium density housing should be okay to build over here. Like, not necessarily the best, but okay. And then finally, we need some commercial, so we intersperse them over here. And that should be some adequate density planning, if I do say so myself. And that should be enough. But what is making this worse? High crime, of course. High crime. So we build a police headquarters here. That should be enough. But we now don't have that much money because we spent it all on the stuff that we were trying to loan from. So let's get we should get $1.3 million, and that should be enough to fund our police headquarters. So garage extension and a helipad. That should be enough. That should be enough to completely prevent anything. So we've got 2 new buildings here. film actor mansion. I'm gonna build it in the suburbs. In the suburbs. It would be nice if we built it in the suburbs. Then the fuel plant. We build the fuel plant somewhere over here, but like clearly the farms are taking up quite too much space. So we can, you know what? Let's just keep it as is, but we can destroy this one in specific because that's the one that is inhibiting the growth. So if we just built a grid again, and like this, we organized the grid. Oh, we need to build it like this, and that should be good. And we build some industrial like this. That should be enough. But over here, we build a fuel plant, and that should be good. Does this work? Oh wow, it's actually smaller than I thought it was, so I think it would be good if we could somehow fit it along the waterfront. Although that's kind of a bad idea, but oh wow. Winter is here and it is 28 degrees. Would you look at that? It's kind of like snowfall back in the it's like snowfall in Cities Skylines 1. I never had that, but I feel like that was a really nice thing to have back then. But now I don't really know. So over here, if I can place this, good. And there's this precipice. And we should build that. Well, it says the company's working in this modern office building. Not only make sure that justice is served, but their efficiency actually helps to reduce the crime rate in the neighborhood. And it actually helps with the university, so I'm just gonna place it right here in University Row. And well, our city looks so awesome in wintertime. It looks so cool, but as you know, it's gonna just kind of erode away over time unless it doesn't, in which case I would be very happy. And oh wow, the money is really just destroying in front of our eyes. And the offices, yeah, they're not making all too much money. So let's just reverse that trend and we should have, yeah, more money. Finally, we can take back most of the loan. And we could just keep doing that until we get enough money. So what is the new building that we have? Oh, there's just nothing. It's just commercial. But we do have European style characteristics. I'm thinking we build a European style thing over here. But as far as I'm concerned, everyone still needs to, think of what this is going to be. So that is something that is up to you guys, and frankly, it's something that I'm very interested in as well. So over here, the money is flowing in. I wonder how this is happening. This is, it's mostly industrial, but where is it coming from? It's coming from, well, it's coming from a lot of industries, but as far as I'm concerned, it's because there is so much industry in this area, which is really good. We can produce a lot of things, and there's a lot of upgrade signs, which is good, but the snow is melting, which is sad, so that's that. I think I should look at how this works. So, yes, it's growing. Tourism, it's okay. Age, what about age? The average age? There are quite a bit of seniors, actually. And there should be something of income in the last 6 months, if I could even put this, but it's mostly apparently from service trade, which is strange, but we'll take it. Education is growing at an exponential rate, so is post. Public transit is okay. There were citizens than ever. Households are great, but I need to look at the citywide policies, but I don't remember where they are exactly. There should be some citywide policies, but I can't really find where they are. I might just need to click all the buttons and see where it is. But, oh well. Information. Does this work? Disaster control, fire rescue. Wait, there's disaster control? Oh, there's not, but oh well. Let's see here. It should be here somewhere that we can. City policies. Taxi minimum fare. A minimum charge is applied for each taxi ride. Pre-release programs, no thanks. And advanced pollution management. You know what? It would be nice if we had advanced pollution management. We gotta go green eventually, but oh wow, our trash is not doing good. Okay, so how we can get this is we can get an incineration plant, but I think it would be better if we could somehow get to the industrial waste processing. But I think we should get the recycling center first. And how much is that? It's for $1,500 a month and $160,000 for upkeep per month. But it costs $880,000, which frankly it comes really quickly and it's almost there. So we can literally just wait for a few seconds and there it is. Okay. Where do we put this? We put it on the waterfront. Again. It's kind of funny how many times I have to say that, but it kind of is what it is. But I don't understand why anybody would have to make hazardous waste collection points when the processing speed is already 30 times faster than that. Like, I get it, $40,000 a month, but that's not even efficient, nor is it actually good. So it would simply be better if you just copy-pasted it down several times. So if I just built it like such, it should be good. And oh wow, service trade is making a lot of the money, but so is education and parking fees. Loans, we're good on loans. We can just pay those off yet again. So there's more money. And the population is growing, swelling to over 20,000. But I guess we just need to kind of wait and see what happens because we don't really know what's going to happen because there isn't much progression on this area. Like, it's frankly, it's not that bad, but it's also not that good either. So it would be great if we could just kind of skipped. So the population's reached over 20,000, which is really good. And that's literally all I have to say right now. But I also readjusted this area over here, so now people on the highway can switch lanes and they can get onto the freeway. But I think that there should also be another adjustment over here so that this lane over here can merge onto the freeway road and that can go on as usual. Now, although they might have to merge in this kind of weird illogical tunnel, at least it is accessible to everyone. And finally, I think this is kind of a little bit too many roads, but frankly, I'm not merging them all for some weird reason. And we do need another overpass, but I'm not so sure where to put it. It's a good road and all, but it truly needs some extensions if we believe that it should be better in every sort of way. But I do know what I think should be okay. If I just built a 6-lane divided road, like a little bit to the west over here, that should be enough to extend the road length. Yeah, that's good. And finally, we could get another one of these over here, and that can adjust. But that would also mean we need to We also need to build a new type of network over here. So if that can work over here and this can match up with that road, that should be good. But frankly, I believe that it's just because of how many people are moving in right now. It says 4,000 people are moving in a month. And, well, the math isn't mathing because it says plus 377 an hour. But clearly something's going on that's making people want to move here. But traffic is currently the main issue. I was gonna call this not traffic, like easy skylines, because this is kind of better than City Skylines 1. City Skylines 1 kind of had a good traffic system. Like, it was really bad, but it was good at the same time. Like, I liked it personally. But frankly, that's a lot of the city building that's been happening. And somehow, the income continues to rise despite us doing practically nothing. So it hasn't even been like 2 minutes yet. And this area of the road is already backing up, despite me adding a few more lanes here. It's like that kind of trick that happens where the road keeps expanding, but more cars keep coming. It's true. I guess they were right, because I keep building, they keep going. It's like the old saying, if you build it, they will come. But let's see here, I'm building a mini part of the road so that it can connect up here. That should be good. Like, it's not necessarily aligned to the same place as all the other parts, but it should be enough to allow for a little bit better connections. And over here, this should be good if we just move this. I'm not sure how this works, but I think that should be good. And then we can continue this onwards over here. That should be good enough. And a 3-lane asymmetric road should be good over here, because we always need more lanes coming in for some reason than coming out, because of how many people are moving into this new development. So how many households are actually in these high-density residential buildings? This one has 144. This one has 214 and a 216. And the average wealth is quite wealthy. But there's no maintenance, so the attractiveness is kind of bad here. How do you adjust this, if I'm not mistaken? Park maintenance depot. I'm going to build a park maintenance depot right here. And I'm going to build it, and I'm going to move it, because apparently in order to build some garage, you need some clearance. So you do that. Supply storage. And that 3 of them should be enough for the entire population of the city. But we do need more. We do need more places for people to gather. So a large city park should be good here, and here, and here. And that's probably it. But over here should be good. And that's all the roads we can possibly build. But I am going to finish up this road. And I'm going to build some other ones so that we can connect up to the rest of the network. Because as you can see here, this junction is already good enough, and there seems to not be that much traffic in this area. So it's probably okay if we just continue building it. it would actually be better if we moved this out over here instead, because we need to actually make some crossings from this grid to the new grid. It would be better if we did that. Apparently it says there's overlapping items, and that's the transmission line. If I'm not mistaken, we can just simply cut this off, and we can just transfer it underground for the duration of its running. So if we just burrow underground, that should be able to work for both of these connections. But we can also build another one over here that can connect those two. That should be good. And finally, we can move this university over here, and then we can build the road that, well, it's not parallel, obviously, because of course it is. It's always sometimes unparalleled, because unparalleled is stuff that happens in Cities Skylines for some strange, weird reason. And we can finally build another one of these, and although it won't be a line, I'll probably figure out some cool way of adjusting this, which I will, which is exactly what I did over here. And then we can build some kind of, I don't know, Shoe Rock Park Memorial, whatever you guys want. But this grid is the start of something new, the start of the entire freeway system. But just to make sure that everything goes smoothly, we can just check all the services one last time, and most of them are okay aside from the industrial area, which, there we go. But I feel like this episode was, I don't know, it was kind of a bland episode. It wasn't anything new, it wasn't anything bad, but it was just, it feels like a giant nothing burger, but at least there is a giant highway that I could put if I could just hide the UI over here. We could show our giant road system. So if we just Alt F1, that should be good. But there's a gatehouse residence. There's a gatehouse residences now, and what is that? That's this, and I'm gonna put it here. But yeah, I think that is enough for this episode. But if you would like to see more, please comment down below. Show me what should we do with this, because this has been going on for the last 4 episodes. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in the next episode. Goodbye.